On with me now, I have Austin Flanagan from the Frog Pod podcast and a former radio host for KTCU, here to talk about the TCU Iowa State matchup. How are you doing, Austin?
I'm doing well. The Frogs are undefeated. It's not too cold up here in Chicago, so all's pretty right in the world for me.
Yeah, you've got to be feeling good knowing that TCU is the number one program in Texas. Who would have thought?
Only us. Only us would have thought that.
What is the energy like in Fort Worth right now after coming off such a big win with the rivals Baylor?
The energy's, I mean, it's been high all season, but just to have a win like that in just the most unprobable scenario and to do it against Baylor, a team that we've always had great matchups with, it really took the energy to another level that didn't think people could quite realize they could get to at this point in the season. We're a little bit banged up with obviously Quentin Johnston, Kendre Miller, and Darius Davis being out. But overall, everyone's just enjoying that huge rivalry win and are ready to celebrate our seniors on Saturday versus the Cyclones.
Yeah, that was my next question. You've got those three offensive players out right now. Is there any update on their injury status?
There is none as of right now. I can tell you for sure that Darius Davis will not be playing this weekend. He's scheduled to return for the Big 12 championship game. He's dealing with a hand issue. Kendre Miller had concussion-like symptoms. We still are questionable about him. And then Quentin Johnston, it's looking up in the air. It looks like he should be able to go, but they're going to monitor it just throughout the week.
All right, good to know. What is the main focus for the Horned Frogs right now going into this matchup?
This one is just about staying healthy and just executing. Coach Dykes always talks about just doing your job to the best of your ability and always, holding yourself and your teammates accountable. But for this one, it's just to respect the opponent because Iowa State, they might be dead last in the conference, but they have the best defense in the conference, and TCU has struggled against the Cyclones historically since they've been the Big 12. Matt Campbell's a great coach. So this one is all about respecting your opponent. Don't let your record or last week influence what's going on this week. It might be senior day and get to celebrate, but most importantly, the Frogs still got to get a win.
So speaking of coach, what have you specifically seen Sonny Dykes that he's done that's made this program so successful so quickly?
I just think it's an ability to have the program be relatable, both from a fan's perspective, a player's perspective. Like everyone feels like, it's a much more enjoyable style in not only on the field, but in the offices and with the coaches. Everyone wants to be there. So far, I mean, we only know so much. There doesn't seem to be any rifts between players and coaches and any particular staff. Everyone's just so happy to be there. And it's definitely the most unified TCU football team I've seen in my time being a TCU fan.
How would you say that this offense matches up against the Iowa State defense?
Well, fully healthy, we have definitely a speed advantage, and that's what TCU has been trying to take advantage of all season long. But this Iowa State defense is very good. They're very disciplined. They fill gaps very well. Matt Campbell has always put together a great defensive product, and Will McDonald, the fourth on the edge, is going to be a tough one for TCU. But TCU's played some very good edge rushers in this conference already. So I think the main struggle here is, you just got to be able to limit mistakes, and keep Max upright. If TCU can win the turnover battle and not allow an absurd amount of sacks, I think the Frogs have a very good chance of not only winning on Saturday, but also covering the 10-point spread we currently look at.
Is there a fear that because of the history there, the TCU could be left out of the college football playoffs just based off their resume?
Well, for everyone, I've always said, just win these last two games and you're in. I mean, you can't leave out a Power 5 undefeated conference champion. And there's been some analysts that say even if TCU loses on Saturday, that as long as you take care of business in Arlington, you still should be in. I don't want to leave that option in the committee's hands because we all know historically what's happened with TCU. But I think that if TCU wins the conference championship, and depending how other things figure out, they're a team, they've shown time and time again this year that they can compete with anyone in the country. It might be close and not pretty, but TCU always finds a way to win games, and good teams find a way to win ball games. We've seen that from great teams in the past, and TCU is doing that right now. So just keep winning, and that's all you can control.
Absolutely. You don't want to leave anything up to chance. Now I'm going to put you on the
Exactly.
spot. I like to do this sometimes. Give me your score prediction.
Oof. I'm gonna assume that everyone, Kendre and Quentin, are playing full strength. With that, I will go with TCU 31, Iowa State 13.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to this if that ends up being the score.
Put it down right now. I don't know what the kind of odds you can get on that exact score, but it seems like one that TCU could definitely muster up.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Austin.
Thank you.